You're watching DCTV News, a student media production from the Digital Media Department at San Joaquin Delta College. I'm Joshua Lozano.
And I'm Karthikeyan KR. Thanks for joining us today. This is the show that brings you news and information that happens on the San Joaquin Delta College campus. We're so glad you could join us for today's show. We have a packed lineup of stories to share with you, so let's dive right in.
An atmospheric river has made its way through Northern California. DCTV's Alex Feaster has more, including how students plan to spend the cold weather.
Winter is fast approaching here, and campus is getting ready. As I walk through campus, I see a lot more students wearing heavier layers, preparing for the cold weather ahead. Here, I've spoken to a couple of the students about how this is affecting them.
The way the cold weather affects my wardrobe is that usually I dress really light, maybe just a t-shirt and a jacket for summer. But when it comes to cold weather, I usually put on like a thick t-shirt and then I put on like a big old jacket, or a hoodie. That's when it starts getting cold, so makes it to where I had to put on like a lot of heavy gear.
And with this cold weather comes the heavy storms. An atmospheric river is sweeping across Northern California, bringing heavy rain and strong winds to the region. Stockton is bracing for potential flooding as this intense system moves through. Here in Stockton, we have seen just under a half an inch of rain so far. That's expected to pick up here over the next couple of days as this storm system moves across the valley into San Joaquin County. The National Weather Service has issued flood advisories with up to 3 inches of rain expected in the next 24 to 48 hours. Students here at Delta are also preparing for these storms as study groups have begun moving indoors. Here is how some of the students are preparing for the weather ahead.
Preparing not to go outside and preparing for the sun not being outside. So I'm putting on my big blanket, wrapping it around myself, and I'm just staying inside all day.
So I would say I'm already pretty prepared. I would just be staying in bed or probably sitting on my sofa playing video games. So I think I'm set.
Thank you for that story, Alex. Some people do look forward to the weather the winter season brings.
Let's go ahead and check out a feature that DCTV's Erica Rodriguez put together on a resource some students may not know about, the Student Health Center.
My name is Tracy Pifley, and I work here at the Delta College Student Health Center, and I'm a medical assistant, but I'm also a medical receptionist as well. We're located in the Locke Center, and we are right across from the daycare center, and we are here Monday through Friday from 9 to 6. So we provide behavioral health, which is here Mondays and Fridays, and we also provide anything that you need to see a doctor for. We do most famous is sports physicals. If you want to get some blood work done, immunizations, flu shots, COVID shots, things of that nature, we do that here as well. So we currently do not charge students any fees. So they can come in for whatever they need to be seen for, and there is no charge to them, either the Delta student or their dependents if they have children. Unfortunately, a lot of students don't really know much about us yet, or what we do offer. So for instance, a few students came in yesterday asking about if we charge for sports physicals, and we're really excited to find that we don't. And then we had 4 or 5 students come in. So we offer a lot here for the students, and we want as many of them to come in if they need it, for sure. The more students that come in that we could provide services to, it will just ensure that we're going to be here longer.
Thanks, Erica, for bringing the spotlight to some valuable resources for Delta College students to take advantage of. Remember to check out the Student Health Center in the Locke building.
Now let's take a look at a big news story that's shaking up some stability on campus with Ariana Munoz's coverage of construction overtaking the athletic fields.
The San Joaquin Delta College athletic fields are supposed to be a safe space for athletes to train and compete. But what happens when those facilities fall behind on safety and upkeep? The answer: construction. I'm here outside the construction site where the crews are hard at work making this a safe space for Delta athletes. To understand how this construction impacts our sports community, I spoke to our athletic director, Tony Espinoza, and gathered thoughts from coaches and athletes about navigating their season during this construction period.
Construction of the athletic fields has been ongoing for the last couple of years. It has a direct impact on our student athletes because we are having to go off campus to not only practice, but to compete for a number of sports.
The construction's made it pretty difficult for us. We've had to be very, very strategic with cross-training and changing of facilities that we're using. And so it's been tough on us, but we're making the best of it.
The construction has affected me because it takes away our way to gain experience on the actual physical track where we compete and do what really matters. When we compete, we need to be able to get that experience to compete on the track.
I'm keeping them motivated by making sure that there's clear and concise goals that we're having to reach, and making sure that we're keeping the culture and bringing the kids closer together with team bonding more so this year than ever before. So it's an opportunity for us to focus on the cans and can-nots, no matter what. February's coming and we're going to be ready.
This is Ariana Munoz with DCTV News.
Hopefully construction concludes soon, so our athletes can have a smooth sailing semester to start off 2025.
Yes. Now moving on, I met with the president and vice president of a new student-run club, La Raza Club, to understand the resources clubs serve to offer our students here at Delta College.
Hi, my name is Anissa Mata. I am a first-generation college student, and this is my second year at Delta, and I'm the president of La Raza's Club. And our club is to help first-year incoming students, to help them gradually be more comfortable with their college experience.
Hello, my name is Juliana Lozano. I'm a second-year student here at Delta College, and I'm the vice president of La Raza Club. For my role, I work alongside the president, Anissa Mata, and we work together to create connections for the students to have, to get help with their academics, financial aid, and then other involvement, which includes like community service, activities, and just getting involved with other professors and students here at Delta College.
As president of La Raza Club, I feel my role holds a very powerful and authoritative name, and I feel having these students that come into Delta, it being their first year, I want to gradually help these students be more comfortable within their college experience and have their first year be the most memorable year. Being involved in campus is so important to me, especially since not a lot of people are involved their first year, and it's very hard to get involved a lot of the times when you're not surrounded by people you know, or you're not very understanding of what events occur. That's why I, as a president of La Raza Club, feel it's very important to help the first year incoming students.
This club is a student-run club, so we, like the students, are students of Delta College. We're second year, but we've also been through the first year process. So it doesn't matter if you're first year or second year, we will help you by guiding you or going through it with you, because we know the resources, we know connections. So we really want to help them either first or second year, because it is a scary process, it's a lot of steps, and we really want to offer that support for them. So for right now, since we were fairly new, we offer just a community base for them to come, like meet new people, work alongside us. They can give us recommendations for workshops, and we can create them for them. And then we also offer different volunteer opportunities, both like here on Delta College, like working alongside us when it comes to events, or working with the community, like in hospitals, or for different departments like the police department. We try to plan as many events as we can. We work with the Child Development Center, and we also work with Delta Student Life with College Hour. So we're just trying to get our name out there, get more students to know about us and our involvement with Delta and their resources, along with just creating a connection with our students. Right now, we're actually having an event and the Dreamer Center. We're collaborating with them, and we're doing a mask making workshop. And it's just an event for our students to come around, work with each other, work with the professor like Jesus and Moreno. This is one of many events we plan to hold here at Delta College.
As part of our Student Voices series, we have the story of a digital media major, Christian Robinson, who was interviewed by Christopher Altamirano.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Robinson. I am majoring in digital media, here to get my AA. So what got me into digital media was I met this guy at my local church. He introduced me first into photography. He taught me all like the basics, like aperture, ISO and all that. And ever since then, I've honestly been in love with it. I've been, creating my own things, trying to get better at, video, audio, photos, all the things in digital media. Someone that inspires me, I would definitely have to say, is Tim Burton. I love all of his movies, and also the guy that introduced me into photography and videography. I decided to come to Delta right after high school. I kind of wanted to just continue with school. I went to high school for 4 years, just keep it going. It kind of was a lot at first, the different pace with high school from college. It was quite a lot. So I took a semester off, took a little break. So I initially came here undecided. I really wasn't sure what my major was going to be. So I was just taking my general ed classes at the beginning. I learned a lot since coming here to Delta, especially it's been a really big recap for me, like learning everything over again. I think was super helpful, like the camera basics, rule of thirds and such things like that. Especially with audio, I've never been a big audio fan if I'm being honest. Audio's been kind of like intimidating for me. So learning that in Digital Media 11 has been super helpful for me. My usual creative thought process is honestly, I just go out and do it. I really don't have an order, which this class that I am taking right now has been helping me with order and like pre-production, which I never really did. So yeah, just go out and do it, have some fun. So my end goal is to be in video broadcasting, hopefully broadcasting sports games, whether that's basketball, football, all that type of stuff, college, NFL. That'll be super cool. I find that very interesting. I like the fast-paced nature of it. You're always like looking to get the better shot and everything, so yeah. Some words of advice that I would like to say is just, when you have something in your mind that you want to create, just do it. Don't hold off onto it. Don't like overthink it, like, oh, I can't do this. Like, just do it, have some fun, be creative, see what comes of it. It's a good learning experience at the end of the day.
Speaking of Christian, let's go ahead and see a story that he captured interviewing a brand new Delta College student, LaCharles Balden.
Hi, my name is Charles. I've been going to Delta for about 2 months now. It's my first year at Delta. My first 2 months have been pretty good, I want to say. I've really enjoyed it. I've learned more stuff for the trade that I'm trying to go into, and I've been enjoying it. Right now, I am studying physics, and I am in machinery for my welding certificate. I heard about Delta College from my friend and my mother. I knew it was a good way to be able to get into the trade that I'm trying to get into. And it's not as costly. I knew Delta had some classes, and I knew it's cheaper to go to Delta and quicker in some ways to go to Delta than trying to go to a regular trade school or try to get into a union where it might take me a good year or two to be able to get into that union. I want to say campus life right now is pretty cool. It's taken me a while to readjust after not being in school for about like a year and a half, and then going back to being on campus now. It's kind of like having to get back on that groove of knowing to show up on time to class and be there actually and not want to miss. What brought me back to going back to school, I would say, was really I was working in concrete after high school. I don't like school, to be honest. So I just went straight into the workforce right after high school. It was cool. I just knew that the concrete life wasn't for me. What I would say to a new student would be give it a chance. Even as people I know have said, community college, that it's not really taxing on you. You're not really gonna be losing a lot, I would say, and you could learn a lot. There's a lot of good stuff there. There's a lot of good programs. And they have ways where you could find new jobs. They have different career paths there. They have places where you could get a job there for the career path you're going into. And just stuff like that I would say is very nice and nice to have, especially as a kid coming straight out of high school and not knowing really what job path you want to go into. There's a lot of good counselors there that are really willing to help you out and find your career.
Now let's take a quick detour and check out a story I personally put together about Rohan Karthik, a future college student, and his sports career so far.
Hi, I'm Rohan Karthik. I go to Manteca High School and I'm a junior. I played 3 sports football, wrestling, and track. And in track, I do long distance. When I was 4 years old, I did horse riding for 2.5 years. Then we didn't continue that for some reason. So due to that, I wasn't really interested in sports. I just played sports with my friends like badminton and basketball. But before COVID or during that, I lost my physical state. I was in a really bad shape. When I moved to Manteca after COVID, I really wanted to fix my physical and my mental state. So I started working out and cutting my food intake. So it motivated me to keep on working out and fix my physical state. One day my brother invited me to a high school football game. At that time I didn't know what football was because I wasn't raised in a culture where football was well known. So I was like, let's go just for experience. So when I went there, I luckily could get in, onto the field because my brother had a project where, it involved him taking pictures of the football game. So when he was taking pictures, one of the professional cameramen near us offered me his Manteca High football shirt. When I put on that shirt, it felt like I was being connected with thousands of people. I felt like I was in the game when I didn't even know what the game was even about or how to play the game. So that really intrigued me to play football. At the start, I wasn't really good at football because I didn't know the sport. But then I, gradually got better, and I asked my freshman football coach for any advice to get my physical and my mental state better. And he told me to join wrestling. I wasn't sure, but I went to, wrestling, and that in the end really made me more aggressive, flexible, and agile. So I wanted to maintain this physical state. So I was like, what else I can do? Then one of my friends was like, let's do track. He also wanted to do a sport with me, so I was like, okay, let's do track. And luckily we both got into long distance, and that really helped me boost my stamina because I had to maintain a pace for certain amount of time. That really increased my stamina and my endurance. So in the end, all the three sports I randomly picked kind of helped me with one another. It helped me get more agile, flexible, get my physical state better, become more stronger, and it made my mental state strong. Whenever I'm really tired, it didn't make me become more lazy. I would love to continue the sports I'm doing now in community college or universities, but I'm also interested in becoming an actor or doing sports medicine to become an athletic trainer, or even agriculture for farming. I'm a type of person who likes to explore more, and I would love to do a variety of things.
Thanks, KR. To cap off today's show, let's take a look at a recap of Delta College's Fierce Fest that just occurred in October.
I'm Andrea Tapia. For Fierce's Fall Fest, initially I was helping out with decorations within the haunted house, so that was before Fierce's Fall Fest even began. And then during the event, I was also helping with interview questions. I was walking around getting people's reactions and what they liked about the event. Towards the end of Fierce's Fall Fest, I was also helping out within the haunted house, so we were taking shifts being just characters within and scaring people, and luckily I was able to tell jokes, so not that scary.
My name is Brian Rodriguez. What I worked on for Fierce's Fall Fest was primarily the setup and decoration of the D-Media Haunted House before the event. It was a very interesting experience. We were essentially given this big blank canvas that is the classroom, the entryway that we needed to decorate, but there was not this set guideline of what goes where, what decorations are for what. We just sort of had a theme, and we kind of needed to work it out from there like a puzzle.
My experience for Fierce's Fall Fest, that was actually the first time I worked Fierce's Fall Fest. So overall, it was hectic initially with the haunted house, just because I heard that it was the biggest attraction within the festival. But once I got into the groove of it and I was actually conducting interviews, it was a lot more relaxed for me. But overall, I really did enjoy my overall experience within it.
I would absolutely do this event again. I love the process of decorating. I liked figuring it out. I'd like to hopefully next year be a part of the day of event too.
When it came to building the actual haunted house, there was still a lot of planning that went into it. that luckily our professor, Ms. Broger, took a huge chunk out of it. She managed that part, but it was mainly just us the night before, even a couple days before, the morning of, just building everything and getting everything set up and planned in order to get the haunted house right, because there were a lot of people who came. The planning that went into it, I never knew, so I think that was really helpful to kind of figure out and how it all went together.
It helped me learn a lot about event planning, what goes into an event before the event itself, how much effort and, on-the-spot knowledge needs to go into, setting up a haunted house, how people are flowing through, how everything fits together when at an event you're seeing it for an hour or two.
Well, that wraps up our Fall 2024 show. We hope you enjoyed catching up on this episode. And as always, the goal of our programming is to highlight stories that matter to the people on our campus and in our community. I'm Joshua Lozano.
And I'm Karthikeyan KR. Please remember, if you have a story idea, please be in touch with us through social media. You can find us at DMediaSJDC. Thanks for watching.